Throwback Thursday segment. This one goes out to Peter Burman. Today he marks 25 years on the job at the Tennessee Aquarium. He hired on a couple of years before the aquarium even opened to help them with computer software. And that makes Peter the longest running employee at the institution. So we're taking you back tonight to the build-up for the aquarium about the time that Peter came on board.
Tonight, we begin a month-long series on what many Chattahoogans say will be an extremely important addition to our city skyline, the Tennessee Aquarium.
Now, during the next few weeks, we're going to focus on the impact the aquarium will have on the Tennessee Valley. We'll also take you to other aquariums around the country and see what they've meant to their communities.
But what better place to start our look inside the Tennessee Aquarium than in the beginning? Stephen Roof has been covering the story for about 6 years and joins us from the aquarium worksite. Stephen, you're standing in front of a building that a lot of folks said would never, ever be put up.
Well, Ted, there were doubters that Chattanooga would ever get this far. But just one look at this mass of concrete, glass, and steel, it's obvious the aquarium is a reality. Now, city planners like to point out that this is just the beginning, the start of what they call a renaissance on the river that will mean an infusion of new businesses, offices, and other shops down here on the riverfront. But what we'd like to show you tonight is how this idea for an aquarium all got started. The people, the citizens groups, and the dream to bring the city back to the river.
This is the sound of Chattanooga's Renaissance on the river. Sparks have been flying here at the Tennessee Aquarium for the last year and a half. When it's all finished, about a year from now, developers say it will make the city's riverfront its front porch. It used to be that way. Before there was a Chattanooga, this was called Ross's Landing. It was a trading post and later a commercial port where riverboats took on goods bound for the Mississippi. Back in the late 70s, a group of students from UT's School of Architecture were looking for ways to bring the city back to its roots, back to the river. They put together an exhibit called Images of the City, and among their recommendations, anchor Chattanooga's riverfront development with an aquarium.
So it was a natural, and it caused a lot of interest at that time, but it was very subliminal. I mean, people didn't walk out of that exhibit, we got to build an aquarium. It just kind of planted a seed.
A few years later, a preservation group commissioned a study looking for ways to save the historic Walnut Street Bridge. Consultants for Landmark Chattanooga suggested the best way was to put something attractive at the end of it, and they too recommended an aquarium. About the same time, the Moccasin Bend Task Force was meeting with the public, trying to come up with a master plan to develop the whole 20-mile stretch of riverfront from Chickamauga Dam to the Tennessee River Gorge. In April of '85, the task force unveiled its study before 1,000 people at the Trade Center. There were descriptions of the proposed river park along Amnicola Highway, and they proposed an even bigger aquarium at Ross's Landing.
That must have been the turning point that the community returned to the river spiritually. I mean, it was an enormous crowd. You could just feel it in the air.